We have had just a ton of news about Tesla over the weekend. Not a tremendous amount of news, lots of news on the general front, if you will, with regard to places like Israel and Portland and Chicago. But I don't think we're going to cover that tonight. But we are going to cover all this news with regard to Tesla. And so what everybody's wondering right now is, well, how high will Tesla open in the morning? That seems to be the words that are coming off of everybody's lips. I'm not going to bury the lead here. I'm going to start right off and tell you that we're sitting at 435 right now. So that's about $5 up already. That's a nice little gain, but it's not like going crazy. And why would it be going crazy, you ask? Maybe you haven't been paying a lot of attention today. You've been watching football or football or baseball because everything is going right now. And you've missed it. You've missed all the news. Well, all right, let's just go ahead. Let's just go down the list. Some people are saying that Elon is acting a little like the showman that he is with all the different things that are happening right now. So let's start with the Cryptic new product unveiling on October 7th. So we didn't know there was going to be a new product unveiling on October 7th, but Tesla dropped a mysterious 9-second video teaser this morning and shows what appears to be a spinning wheel. It could be a fan, it could be a wheel cover, a propeller type component. Anyway, and then it says, well, there's going to be a major reveal on Tuesday night after the market closes. I didn't really look at exactly what time. I just know it's after market close. So everybody on social media, of course, is showing the video, and then they're trying to figure out what it is. Could it be some aspect of the Roadster? Maybe this is the jet propulsion system, or maybe it's maybe it's part of the Model Q. It's the wheel cover for a Model Q. Maybe somebody even said it might be the HVAC. Finally, that would be good for me, but I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to be the HVAC. Anyway, it has, as of a few hours ago, it had 14,000 likes and 1,800 reposts. And that was just a few hours after it had been put up. So anyway, there's a little mystery for you, but I'm not sure. He didn't need much of a mystery right now because everybody's waiting for the Model Q anyway. And so we're on, just waiting and waiting for what that's going to look like. Well, but in the meantime, tomorrow is FSD day. So FSD 14 is set for release tomorrow. There's supposed to be significant improvements. Early leaks that people are putting up on X right now suggest enhanced visualizations. Owners are sharing stories of how it's human-like and that you won't believe it, and that's really impressive. So, but we don't know until we see it. So tomorrow, we're guessing that people will start loading that thing up fairly early in the day. We don't know. Maybe it'll be late in the day. And then we'll start seeing some videos, and we'll see just how good FSD 14 really is. After such a long wait since the FSD 13 came out, it's going to be hopefully a very, very big deal. Then, in addition to that, we had the video, Optimus robot advances, Kung Fu training. So Elon talking about the fact that nobody has seen the version 3 of the Optimus yet, but that they're almost done with it. It's very, very close. But they were showing us apparently version 2 doing these kung fu moves and whatnot that showed that it was acting doing extremely well in terms of the speed with which it was operating. It was autonomous. It wasn't relying on any kind of back of the room tricks. So that was also encouraging. And people might think, well, okay, we've got that. We've got the version 14 coming out on Monday. We've got the surprise on Tuesday. And if it is something other than Model Q, we've still got Model Q that we're waiting for. We've got Robotaxi potentially taking out the safety driver. I mean, all these things that we're waiting for. So maybe the stock will really jet up on Monday morning, but at least so far, we're looking at $5, and we'll check, of course, on that in a few minutes. Well, then, in addition to all of that, this is kind of almost, you say, oh, this is not a very big deal. Well, it is a big deal. Tesla Supercharger wait times hit new lows. So everybody was worried that when we started saying that other cars could come into the Tesla Superchargers, that the wait times would go way up. Well, they've hit new lows. Tesla's aggressive supercharger build-out is paying off. The share of drivers waiting at stations dropped to a record low. Data shows wait times falling by over 20% year over year, thanks to 1,000 new stalls added globally in just the third quarter. And since this efficiency boost is drawing praise from EV owners, could even lure more non-Tesla drivers to come in and try Tesla chargers instead of using some of these other brands. Well, okay, so then we've had a bunch of people, and I've been saying we're going to see a lot more of these analysts and pundits that'll be coming out and talking about raising their price targets and raising their earnings per share estimates. Well, here's Canaccord analyst George Gianarikas. He has an optimistic view. He says through quarter 3 of 2025 was a banger. The negative revision trend has been broken, the best delivery quarter in Tesla history. After a few bleak quarters, the tables have been turned. The 5-star analyst opined, according to Tip. Yeah, I've forgotten the name of that. Anyway, Tip Master. No, that's not right. I'm sorry. While Gianarikas acknowledges that the strong quarter 3 performance could have been a one-time surge, and he is in fact modeling for a sequential decline next quarter, he's projecting plenty of growth up ahead. This is especially the case heading into 2026, even if the roadmap is not fully defined yet. We expect Tesla to launch new vehicles, he's quoted, that will likely stoke demand and help continue the return to growth. We don't know what that'll look like and feel like yet. Beyond the EV segment, the analyst points to the company's improving energy storage deployments of close to 12.5 gigawatts, a 30.2 sequential increase from quarter 2. He emphasized that the world is anxious for more power storage options, and hyperscalers in particular are seeking out energy sources that are not fully tied to the grid. He also could have mentioned that even if the sales of cars are down a bit in the fourth quarter, that the energy storage could definitely make up for it in terms of profits. Anyway, he says that's just one of the many irons in the fire that Tesla has right now, with momentum in near-term estimates. With momentum in near-term estimates, potential for new EVs, a continued expansion of the robotaxi, and the possibility of transformative developments in humanoid robots, we rate our buy rating, and he's got a 490 price target, which would be, of course, about 14% up from here. Still, his bullish stance represents just one side of the debate, according to tip rate. Sheesh. Anyway, broader Wall Street sentiment towards Tesla remains divided, with many analysts questioning whether the recent optimism is sustainable. Yeah, so we know that there's definitely a bunch of folks that are not as excited. Well, what about other other Elon Musk companies? Neuralink, believe it or not, listen to this now. Neuralink has submitted its findings to the medical journals. Neuralink has officially handed over its first human trial results to the New England Journal of Medicine. The paper covers 3 patients who had Elon's brain chip implanted, with data on safety and functionality from one of those trial sites, the Barrow Neurological Institute. If this paper is accepted, this could open the floodgates for Neuralink to start marketing itself not just as a tech company, but as a device maker. It's a big leap from flashy demos to FDA trust, and possibly a future where controlling devices with your mind is no longer sci-fi. So peer-reviewed studies are coming up next. So this is Randy Kirk, by the way. You know what to do. I don't have to tell you. All right, so what's going to be coming up this week? Well, of course, because the entire U.S. government is shut down right now, some things will not be coming that would normally be coming. So what is going to be coming? Well, on Monday, absolutely nothing. Then on Tuesday, we do have the beginning of multiple Kansas City Fed speakers. Jeff Schmid is speaking on Tuesday. We will also have the U.S. trade deficit. No, we won't. That's probably going to be delayed because of the shutdown. Then we'll have Raphael Bostic speaking, Michelle Bowman speaking, Governor Stephen Moran speaking again, President Neil Kashkari speaking. Anyway, all these people are speaking during the week, and you know what sometimes happens to the markets when those Fed guys get out there. They start getting worried that we're not going to get the next uptick, downward revision in the Fed number. And so then the market has to correct because of that. Anyway, consumer credit number will be out because that doesn't come from the U.S. government. And so last month it was up 16 billion, and they're thinking it'll be up another 14 billion. Then we've got more speakers on Wednesday and Thursday, lots more. Oh, and then Wednesday they have the minutes. The Fed minutes come out. Sometimes there's little hints in there that are useful and or that move the markets. And with nothing else really going on, it might move it more than usual. And then we've got initial jobless claims theoretically come out on Thursday, but maybe even if the government starts up again, we might not get them because they may not have them compiled. Then you got wholesale inventories on Wednesday. I'm sorry, that's Thursday. And again, more and more Fed speakers. I mean, every single one of them must speak this week. Then on Friday, consumer sentiment survey. Now that's from University of Washington. So that one will definitely come out. But then we'll also have the monthly U.S. federal budget, which would have been so much fun to see because I think it's going to not be a deficit. It's going to be a surplus. Maybe that'll come out on Friday, but right now we're anticipating that also will be delayed. Right now, Truflation is saying that inflation overnight was 2.21 and that year over year 2.08. Remember now, about 0.4 of that, according to Chair Powell, is tariffs, which is price. So therefore, we're under 2% at this point, as Cathie Wood pointed out in her analysis over the weekend, Friday night. The GDP number is still at 3.8. That'll be changing, I think, on Tuesday. I believe Tuesday morning will be the next time they update that. All right, so right now, Tesla's at $434, up $4, so it's come off a little bit from that $5. So no, at least right now, the folks that are playing in the overnight markets are not going, oh yeah, this is a reason to break up much higher. I told Larry earlier today when we did our report on Cathie Wood, which I'll put a card up at the end, when we were doing that report, he asked me, he said, what do you think will happen tomorrow morning? I said, I think Tesla will be up. And so far, if it keeps up at this level, I will be right. But I was right to be a little cautious that maybe it's not going to be a killer day, but it's going to be up because there's a lot of stuff coming. Most of it should be very positive. All right, what about the rest of the market information? Right now we got bonds. Man, look at here. The bonds are up 2.7 basis points right now in the pre-market. And that puts them back at 14.146. You know about my 4.15 belief that it just can't go above that, which it did for a couple of days. I don't know why the bonds are up, why the yields are up. Makes no sense to me. And then we've got, wow, things are out of order here. Stock futures, the Dow Jones is up 0.51, S&P is up 0.01, and the NASDAQ is down 0.28 right now. And we've got oil is up 90 cents. Still sitting at 61.78, so that's a fine number. Natural gas up 1.56, recovering back in the positive way again at $3.38 almost. Okay, we've got gold at record highs, 3,920. I'll call it 3,930. Will it go to 4,000? Let me know in the comments below. Silver at record highs, up 0.4% at 48.15, almost 48. Well, 48.15 right now. Copper down 0.33% at just over $5. I'm sorry. Yes, over $5. When did that happen? I must have missed that. I missed that installment. Yeah, we're now at $5.09. Wow. We got the dollar mixed. Bitcoin up 1839, but that doesn't count what happened yesterday when it went up a bunch. And so we're sitting at 124, which is another all-time high. Ethereum is also 1.06% up, another all-time high for it, 45.16. You may know that Tom Lee is suggesting both of those will be going up a lot over the course of the next few months. All right, so those are all the numbers that we have for you right now. So now, if you didn't watch it already and you've got time, you know that what Larry and I do in terms of the Cathie Wood report is an important report. So put that card up right here. I know it's Friday. I know it's Sunday night, and I know that there's all these games on. but I'm still going to do one more video tonight. And this video will be an analysis that Grok and I did earlier that talks about all of these extremes that we have right now. You know, gold at all-time high, silver at all-time high, all this craziness going on, all these extremes. And I'm going to break it down for you, at least with regard to how demographics is impacting it, because that's what nobody pays attention to. And I pay special attention to it. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, I would encourage you to come back and watch that tonight. I think you'll find it fascinating. I certainly do. All right, that's all I've got. So if you don't have anything else, if you don't have any questions or anything, I think I'll say it's been great talking to you.